Hi, my name is Hyejun Kim, and I will be talking about what kind of word should be stopped from our usage. You probably know at least one person who overuses certain words or phrases. People often use words such as like, totally, and cool in everyday life. Although these are commonly used words, it is not safe to assume that they should be. One of the words that should not be used in our daily lives is the word that. Today, I am here to convince you to stop using this word. First, I will identify the reason for the overuse of this word. Second, I will explain the negative influences that are accompanied when you use the word that. Finally, I will propose a solution to solve this problem. Now, people might say, why that? Couldn't you have chosen other words that are overused? My response to this is yes. Yes, there are numerous words that could be retired from their usage. However, according to COCA, the Corpus of Contemporary American English, the research done in 2012 states that out of 5,000 words, that was ranked 12th place as one of the most commonly used words. This implies how a larger percentage of people are affected by the overusage of that, compared to other words such as like, totally, and cool, which placed 74th, 1,925th, and 1,458th respectively. Preventing the usage of the word, one of the most commonly used words, it will bring effective changes and improvements than other words would. Before talking about the issues created by the usage of the word, it is important to identify the reason and instances of the overusage of the word that. The word that, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, has three main definitions. First, it is defined as the person, thing, or an idea indicated, mentioned, or understood from the situation. Second, it is defined as the one farther away or less immediately under the observation. Third, it is defined as a function word after and to indicate emphatic repetition of the idea expressed by a previous word or phrase. The word used with these definition itself is not problematic. However, using that as a filler word when it is not necessary in a sentence will create a problem. According to an article by Olivia Blair, filler words are meaningless words used when people are attempting to process a complicated information or to prove that they're engaged in a conversation. Let me give you an example sentence of how that could be used as a filler word. Jenna realized that she missed her due date and had to hand in the assignment hurriedly. In this sentence, the word that is used as a filler word because the main idea or action described in the sentence remain unchanged even if we remove the word that. Now that we identified the reason and an example of that being used as a filler word, let me tell you about negative influences that is caused by the overuse of this word. First, using that repeatedly as filler word creates an inefficiency in delivering the main point or idea of the sentence. Using a meaningless word repeatedly will distract people from focusing on the main idea and create a challenge for people to understand the context. To further examine my point, let's compare two sentences. The first sentence says, he said that the quiz that he took last night required tedious work. Let's look at the second sentence. He said the quiz he took last night required tedious work. Which sentence do you think was able to convey the story directly? It is obvious that the second sentence is less complicated than the first one. Simply by removing that from the sentence, it allows people to convey the main idea or topic of the sentence directly and with ease. Second, repeated use of that decreases the credibility from the audience. Overusing that as a filler word demonstrates the speaker's lack of intelligence and inexperience. Exploring filler words and their impact by Duvall, Robbins, Graham, and DeVette mentioned an observation about Carolyn Kennedy, a candidate for New York Senate, who lost credibility from citizens due to her extensive use of filler words during her live interview, which led reporters to criticize her lack of experience. By presenting a situation where a speaker lost credibility due to an overuse of filler words proves how extensive usage of that would lead the speaker to be viewed as an unintelligent and inexperienced person. Now that we realize how using that as a filler word can distract listeners from focusing on the main idea and decrease the credibility of the audience, let's look into my solution. How could we stop using the word that? It's simple. You just need to follow these 3 steps. First, find someone who can point you out when you use the word that. In the beginning, it is nearly impossible to notice and fix your habits on your own. Find anyone near you, either a friend, family, or even your teachers, to point you out whenever you use the word that. Once you practice this step for a while, you would eventually be able to detect your own mistakes on your own. When you are able to, move on to the next step. Second, pause. Every time you are about to say that, stop talking. Pause. Although it might sound weird at first, by taking a pause, you are actually helping both you and your listeners. You would be able to relax and organize your thoughts, and listeners would be able to process what you said. Third, practice, practice, and practice. Although these steps might sound simple, it is a challenge for everyone to throw out the old habit and implement a new one. Practice is the most important part of this step. Without practice, you would not be able to get rid of your habit of repeatedly using that as your filler word. Thank you.